Give me a minute here, Malcontent. All right, Malcontent. How's everybody doing? We are live. We are in Tacoma, Washington, where there is a protest for police violence, police brutality, where a person two pedestrians were run over by Tacoma police yesterday. If you're not familiar with the story, you probably have been under a rock for the last 24 hours. So, as I just trying to find a spot here where there is not music playing.
A lot of things.
So, or at least I'm far enough away from music playing. Yeah, this might work. It stopped raining at least, but it's like it's 38 degrees and it's cold as fuck. So, all right, give me one more minute here, Malcontents. There we go. I think I'm feeling good at the moment. And yes, Matthew is here, inflicting himself upon everybody. So, if you're not familiar with the story or the situation, I don't know what rock you've been under, but we can go ahead and drop the 411 on you here. I'm still in the middle of kind of setting up, so just give me a minute. And yes, that is Matthew, driving everybody clinically insane. So, the Washington State Police. No, I know why we're here.
What's up with Washington State Police?
No, the Washington State Police arrested Matthew, and unfortunately, they let him out already. So.
Oh, damn. What did they arrest him for?
He was arrested when they were protesters were up at the Capitol. Not when they stormed it on the 6th and went over to the government mansion, but
that was the one before it when a guy got shot?
After. No, he was arrested after. So that's when there was like 20 people up there, and he was 2 people that got arrested. So the belief is that the chuds were complaining about him.
Yeah.
And so the police arrested him. If we complain about him, they'll be, well, he's exercising his First Amendment rights.
You got too annoying for
So I'm pulling this up here because I've got some names and I want to go ahead and make sure we got all the names correctly here. So last night at this intersection at about 6 p.m., there was a group of about 100 people that were watching a sideshow, aka drifting. There were people doing donuts, burnouts in the intersection. There were multiple 911 phone calls. Tacoma police showed up. One police officer pulled as if they were trying to pull into the intersection. Their police cruiser was surrounded. We have all the videos up on the site along with the news story at malcontentnews.com. And the officer backed up about 3 feet, revved his engine, and drove through a group of pedestrians in the street. He struck multiple people, 2 people injured officially to the point of going to the hospital, 1 treated and released. Another is still in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Tacoma police have changed their story a couple of times as more detail has come out. Surprise, surprise. And we've kind of outlined all of that over on Malcontent News. One of the people hit, I want to make sure I get their name right. Give me 1 second here, because I'm strolling to make sure I reported that he was the person that was hit and was lightly injured. Matthew Harrington's Facebook page is pretty public and it's pretty interesting. He has a Blue Lives Matter motif kind of Mopar display. One picture he had up there. He frequently uses the words libtard. When he posted that he was hit, some people commented on the post that people got what they deserved, and he actually thumbs upped it. And he was also complaining how the Washington State Police recently gave him a ticket for driving without a license. All this is on his Facebook page. So,
Hey Mal.
hey, what's up, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's a pretty big thing for Tacoma, right?
This is a big thing for kids. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we know about Matthew. The Tacoma Police Department is having the, I'm looking for a cable right now. That's why I'm like hesitating. The Tacoma Police Department has Pierce County investigating this. They handed that off, and the officer is not named, but has been placed on leave during the investigation. One of the questions that has not, I don't know if it's been asked, it sure hasn't been answered, which is, where's the dash cam video? And are we going to see a dash cam video? Or will this be one of these cases where the dash cam video magically disappeared or didn't work or wasn't turned on? The other thing that was happening last night is there were attempts to politicize what was happening. Up on our story on Malcontent News, we have a pretty repugnant tweet from Katie Davis Court up there saying that people deserved it. Andy No sent out a flyer kind of calling for the chuds to come here and break things up. And to otherwise try to discredit people, because Andy knows, like, trying to turn this into some kind of Black Lives Matter thing, which that's not what this is about. This is about accountability.
Do you know why this isn't about Black Lives Matter?
Well, because it's about police accountability. I mean, there's a bigger thing here going on than just about Black Lives Matter for this particular protest.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So this is a lot more about police accountability, and because of the stuff that happened
Okay, so I wanna
yesterday.
ask you, so when it comes to police accountability, what's the main reason why we need, quote unquote, this imaginary police accountability?
What do you mean by
Because
imaginary?
I believe you said this isn't about Black lives. I think
No, that's
I
not
heard
what
you
I
say
said.
that?
That's not what I said.
Okay,
I
can
said
you-
this particular protest is not about Black Lives Matter, and black wait.
Are you white?
Wait.
Are you white?
I am as white as they come.
Okay, then shut the fuck up, you cunt.
Well, there you go, folks. Not everybody's going to be a fan. As I was saying, this doesn't have to do, this particular protest, with Black Lives Matter.
Well, why do you feel that police accountability is divorced from Black Lives Matter? Don't you think that they're kind of like intrinsically intertwined?
They are absolutely intertwined, but there's a bigger picture that's going on in this particular protest. Black leaders of Tacoma pulled out of this protest. That's on Twitter.
Yeah, but
They
because
pulled
of
out.
safety issues.
They
I
pulled out
follow
because of safety issues, and they flat out said that as black people, they are exhausted, they have to account for their own safety, and this is a bigger picture. I'm paraphrasing, but that's coming from black leadership here in Tacoma. So I'm just echoing what black leadership is saying.
I just want to clarify, the danger they're afraid of is the police.
I understand the danger that they're facing. Believe me, I understand.
Okay, I mean, you sound kind of defensive, I'm just telling you. So happy.
Renee, how are you?
Good.
I'm surprised you came down. I thought you weren't coming.
Well,
tell the boss.
What's that?
Don't tell the boss. I had
Oh.
a headache. It's just so crazy. But I thought fresh air. We get rid of it.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Matthew is here stirring the pot.
Oh, great. We love his attendance. We have to give him something for his
What's that?
his dedication. You have to appreciate his dedication.
He is dedicated to whatever cause
Yeah,
it
no one
is.
really knows, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. He is dedicated to whatever cause it is.
Mark with us. And if you look, it's a different face.
Well, I just want to clarify, we're here for Black Lives. So that's what the reason that we're here for.
Okay.
So it's okay if you feel differently, but we feel that police accountability is for the purpose of saving Black lives because no one else applies their ethics.
Fair enough.
So we just really want to put that on record because the way it's being reported is really important.
Okay. I don't disagree with any of that.
I don't think that you disagree. I'm just telling you, like, you know, you don't have to be fragile about it.
May it reject that marvelous grace of Jesus Christ.
And here's Matthew.
It was slain before the foundation of the world.
Di is yes, or D is yes. She is white. I know where you're going with that question. Hey, wait, what's this sign say here? Trained cops. Well, they don't want to be seeing their sign.
That resurrected King. He's resurrecting me.
He walked out.
The resurrected King is resurrecting me.
How many police
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
how many armed services?
He's like, hey, Brother Darren, how you doing? I love you. I love you, Brother Darren.
Can you get a picture of her sign because she doesn't want me getting a picture of it?
Oh, yeah, I do have a picture.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. It's a friendly welcome to Tacoma, Heather. Yeah, you know, people are like, first of all, there's more people than, I'll do a slow pan here. There's more people here than you think. And there's definitely more people that are trickling in. There's a fair number of people, if I pan over this way, that are up over here. I mean, basically I'm about in the center, and like essentially there's 360 degrees of people here. Where are the cops? It is pointed at the building. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, there's a lot of tension. Malcontent Matango, Malcontent News. Thank you. Actually, I think I just saw a spot I can head to. What's up?
What song you want to listen
How you doing? Oh, Jesus Christ, amen. Whoever's watching this.
So what I can't figure out is what I was trying to figure out is like Matthew was like big time in the spotlight, like literally in a spotlight. I was trying to figure out who was spotlighting him, but I couldn't tell.
Was that Cal Anderson?
Yeah, well, it depends which dude.
Cool.
There are a lot of dudes in Cal Anderson. I'm Malcontent.
Yeah.
As I said, it's level of like, I don't know. It's definitely a weird atmosphere, I'll tell you that. I don't know how else to put it. It's a weird atmosphere tonight. So I'm just turning this over here. Okay, they're starting to move the construction barriers. I was just going to say that the road like across from here is already closed for construction, but they're starting to move those construction barriers now.
Endured the cross, despising the shame.
It's not as good a shot as I thought it was going to be. There we go.
Of the Father in heaven. Angels and authorities and principalities.
The other thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and bring the camera up.
All things are subjected unto Jesus.
It's well, here's Matthew grabbing a construction barricade. So I don't know. Well, he just pulled it out of the street. I've actually never seen Matthew assert himself to this level. And
stand before the living Christ.
I really have never seen Matthew assert himself to this level, so it's this is kind of interesting. It's
Matthew come against Christ in his early June.
it's not every day Matthew becomes like the story, so. Thank you, mods. I saw that. Thank you. Bear with me here for a second. I gotta clean a camera lens.
You'll never defeat Christ. You cannot destroy him. He has a beautiful day. Thousands would come against Jesus. He'd wipe them away by the glory of his power. Christ is stronger than any laser! How dare you come against the Lord!
Is this 10th or 8th? Or this is,
You're looking at 8th and MLK is a block that way.
so this is 9th?
This is 9th. Commerce.
9th of Commerce. I couldn't find the sign.
It's going to be Pacific that way.
Got it. All right. When I get quiet, generally what's happening is I'm dealing with another camera or I'm trying to get some tweets out. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we are live. We are in Tacoma at a protest that is formed, a planned protest over the striking of multiple pedestrians by a Tacoma Police Department cruiser yesterday evening, a little bit more than 24 hours ago. Yeah.
It's Adam.
Hey, Adam, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time.
We got Mal over here.
We were. Hey, how you doing, dude? Wow, the gang's all here.
Yep.
We were sharing you a couple of nights ago down in PD. Man, it's been.
Ice.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's insane down there in PDX.
Yeah, they almost took my head off last night.
They took mine off Wednesday. I got
Oh, whoa!
tongue round right to the side of the head.
Man, it's just like election night, right? Is that was like an hour straight?
Yeah.
Like just, and they were
Yeah,
using like
January 28th.
really ancient
Yeah,
munitions.
It was crazy. I said, it was like 15, 20 minutes of just like
Yeah, nonstop.
straight fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
I
were like
remember.
people running out with backpacks with more grenades in there for them and shit.
Yeah, I remember because when we first started going to ice back in like June, July, they'd like come out and gas for like maybe 3-4 minutes and then go back in and be like back and forth. Now they wait like an hour and then we'll come out and gas for like 20-25 minutes straight.
Well, they're probably trying to get their licks in before the the new administration takes their
It's like,
toys
how much
away.
gas can we fill
Yeah.
Donald Trump wasn't going to restrict them. They knew that. But
Right.
like, there might. I mean, at some point there has to be some sort of like restriction on that. Like they're
Or
using a crop dusting gun or like fumigator as a weapon for tear gas. Like,
Yeah.
the manufacturer even said that's not what it's used for. Like,
Yeah, it's gnarly what they're using it for. Although I heard, was it 2 nights ago they came out and used it? It was just blowing back on the road line.
yeah, it was like did a big circle. But,
Well, Matthew's, Jesus Christ, man.
is it?
It's Matthew. He's this religious.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I swear to God, all the streamers should just like chip in for like a bail fund for somebody to just one day. It's like, it's okay. Streamers are bailing you out. We got your back. We're not doing anything to you, bro. Anyway, he's actually been the most aggressive I've ever seen him tonight. When they were blocking the road here, Matthew was actually walking
He
it.
was pretty aggressive in Olympia about a week ago too.
Well, he got arrested in Olympia.
Yeah.
The bastards let him out. God damn it. It's funny how it works. The chuds complain about him, he gets arrested. Here, he's exercising his rights. How you been otherwise?
All right, my throat has been like all dry since that like
Yeah.
gas thing.
So it looks like more people are coming out. It looks like because the feds are, right? It looks like you're in that cycle in Portland of the feds are acting crazy, so now more people are coming out again.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely brought bigger crowds out.
It's
Really,
amazing
ever
how it
since-
works.
Really, ever since MLK Day, there's been a growing crowd almost every single protest. It feels like.
I got to get back down there sometime.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, the one time you came down for ice, it was pretty small that night, wasn't it?
the one night I came down for ice, it was totally tame. Like nothing happened at all.
Oh really?
Then I was down there, of course, 926, and you know the chuds went to the mall.
Yeah, the DHS has been absolutely brutal this last week.
Yeah.
Insanely.
Well, just watch it again. I think we had yours up on share.
Yeah.
And it was like we were like my mod team and I, because I wasn't out, we were just talking. We're just like, holy shit, because it was just endless, and it wasn't just like boom, ting, ting, ting from the top, but like the pepper ball guns. It was just like
Yeah, you can just hear 'em
it
on
sounded
the
like
other
friggin'
one.
machine gun fire going. It was crazy. So was this like a 40 mil? Was this 40?
Yeah, it was 40 millimeter. They shot it down probably about there and right up and hit me in the head.
Ugh. That's why you need a brain bucket.
I had someone order me one. I got it right here.
Yeah, I want to know whose idea it was, like who proposed the idea of using that fumigator on protesters.
I know, totally.
And they were just like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Fuck it. $1,500, let's buy one.
It's just
My time to judge the earth with
Shut
righteousness.
up, Matthew.
I'm like barely in the mood to tolerate him tonight. So
Base in my eye or something.
well, the other thing I was reading is like there was so much tear gas and so intense, and people were sick for like a full day afterwards.
Yeah,
or two.
the day after I got hit, there's like 9 people hospitalized that night. 2 people had concussions, and 3 people woke up the next day coughing up blood.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's because from the outdated munitions.
Yep. Yeah.
That's causing that.
They had munitions labeled all the way back to 2007.
I saw that. I saw the one picture.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
All right, Trey. We'll see you soon.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. We're kind of in a little press corner almost, you could say. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay.
That's what's wrong with churches now. Pastors are worried about their time. They're not worried about the cross.
That's the light of his word.
They're not worried about the cross. They're worried about collecting their time money.
Oh no, you beat me because you're taller than me. But you know what? I can still break all your
That's
shit.
the problem with pastors in the churches now. They won't preach the shed blood of the Lamb. Because they know that the offense of the cross, well, it's offensive. They know that people don't want to hear the message of the cross. Because the cross means that I'm going to serve the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm going to lay down my life at the foot of the cross. I'm going to give up my sin.
Like the best bucket.
I'm going to stop my fornication and my drunkenness.
Oh, Matthew, just give it a rest, bro.
Be a servant of the Most High God. People don't want to do that.
I did last sweatshirt that I couldn't
I should have mentioned my last night. I am going to preach the everlasting
Yeah, he wrote real quick. Not protect me from that.
So for those of you just tuning in, I can see the smoke and I can smell something, barely, but I can't actually see what is burning, but I can just see that something is burning. So you're in this situation or position where you can see what I can't see. And then because I'm double masked because of this new COVID variant, I can only just get a tiny little whiff. So I have no idea.
My friend wants to know where you're streaming to.
Malcontent News. Malcontent News.
Malcontent. Okay.
Yep.
Got you. Cool. Thank you.
Well, that's the news site, but we're on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. God damn it. Delete. Yes.
Good for at least 40 hours.
I hope you didn't get that on live stream.
What's that?
You just said something. I hope you didn't get on live stream.
No, probably not, because if I couldn't hear it, the microphone didn't hear it.
Yeah, I was saying, I need
Hey.
to delete your message.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you again.
You too.
Welcome to Tacoma.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been to Tacoma, but I've never gone over to Tacoma before. So
It's weird.
I heard that
They're
people can be smashing with cameras here.
they're mega paranoid.
It's how it is in Portland now too.
It's kind of, yeah, I was just gonna say it's kind of Portland-esque here. So it's funny. I've got people coming up to me. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, and I've literally had people come up and threaten me,
Yeah,
like 10 seconds later.
Yeah, that
So
happens.
I'm sure you get a lot of that too, because you're such a well-known face there.
Well, most people know who I am, and I'm pretty good about not hitting faces, so they like
Right.
really do.
Right.
I still have people coming up and they're like, "What are you filming for?" So then
Yeah, I've been asked a lot of that. And again, this is, as you know, the poll does a good job of your overhead. I mean, if somebody kind of walks up and looks right at it,
yeah.
but, it's the same thing. If someone's walking up to you and you're like, hey, don't be, and they're like basically looking at your camera, yelling at you, don't film me.
My identity. I'm gonna get right in front of your camera.
Maybe if you came from the side and told me that. Well, I'm glad you're up here. Be safe. No, what were you going to ask? I'm sorry.
Do you usually film here? Or,
I've been down here a few times, like over the summer. We've been following the Manny Ellis story because that's that's close, and we've been following, although it's not Tacoma, the the Jesse Saray story, because that's down in Auburn. So there'll be times when there's stuff going on with Jesse Saray, and then multitask the trip, like go to Canton or go to Orban, and then shoot down here. So.
okay. Do you think that they're more hating of cameras here than in Seattle?
Definitely, and what I've.
Okay, yeah, because when we went to Seattle, like that.
That was a few months ago, right?
A fellow live streamer was kicked out, which you were there, so you remember.
Yeah.
And like they didn't want us filming. Like the protesters would ask, like, "Oh, don't film this."
Yep.
So then we would just leave for a second.
Yep.
So I think that's a better way to go about it. It makes me feel a little bit safer.
Yeah,
But
yeah. There's.
then people are like, "Oh, like don't let the protesters tell you what to do." I'm like, I would much rather them do that than smash my camera.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Try not to do that.
And there's been, well, just like in Portland, right? There's been kind of some schisms and cracks in the different organizations in Seattle right now. And I think things are at a little bit of a reset. But the other thing that's going on in Seattle, tons of people have moved like to mutual aid and unhomed reach out and homeless advocacy. And so there's a lot of that now. And so they're not necessarily doing street protest anymore.
They're doing more mutual aid.
They're doing more mutual aid, yeah.
That's a good next step.
It is a good next step. But this was messed up, what happened here last night. That's just was,
That was disgusting.
yeah.
Somebody, if you don't know, there were protesters in front of a cop car, like a small group, and the police officer just went straight
It basically looks like he panicked.
Yeah, he panicked and was like, I need to get out of here. But I feel like it would have been easier to maybe jump on your car. I mean,
There was nobody behind him. The video that shot, there's a video that just some random person shot from the passenger side, and you can see very clearly there was nobody behind. He actually backed up about 3 feet. And the other thing that a lot of people have said, if he had just rolled at like 3 or 5 miles an hour, right, people would have moved because
Your lights. using your sirens on
Physics would have taken over at some point, and people would have started
It
getting
would've
out of the
pushed
way.
People, if they were standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just sped through. So he either panicked or he was angry and wanted to
Right.
hurt people.
Well, I want to know, is there a dash cam video? I want to know why the mainstream media isn't asking that question. And if there is a dash cam video, when are we going to see it?
Right.
And the other thing I want to know is,
His name anyway.
they haven't released the name. Of
He
course,
said it was Tacoma.
the officer's name's out?
No, the person who was ran over.
There are two people.
Okay, but the person who was badly injured.
I don't have that name, but you very well may have it.
Somebody said it was Tavon something. I don't remember that.
The
I
person,
didn't want to post it because I wasn't sure if it was correct. Because I went to him and checked all the articles and they didn't put out any names yet.
right.
And it's probably because the family, maybe the family hasn't even been okay to put the names out and trust it.
I want to get this person's name right, so I'm pulling up our news story.
I also didn't want to post it if they didn't want to. So
Yeah, Matthew Harrington, he's self-identified on his Facebook page, all public out in the open, that he was the person that he was hit and the lightly injured person. So, and he put it out on his Facebook page either very early in the morning or very late last night.
say that one more time.
Yeah, his name is Matthew Harrington.
I don't know why they never.
And he kind of looks like a chud when you look at his Facebook page.
He was a protester though.
Well, it wasn't even a drifting essentially. They call it a sideshow, but they're doing donuts and drifting the cars out. And the whole intersection here was blocked. People called 911 and complained. The police came in, so they weren't protesters. It's just
Just civilians.
people doing stuff, right? And I'm not going to editorialize on whether I think it was. I'm not going to editorialize beyond that. It's people doing a sideshow. It looked like the police officer was just trying to get into the intersection. People kind of started moving it around their car, and I'm really simplifying it. They panicked. I could show you the video if you haven't seen the
I
video.
watched the video.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty awesome video. I thought when I saw it, I thought the person died. The person that-
Oh, totally.
I mean, yeah, he was all of his tires.
Yeah. And he kind of went extra slow with the rear tire. It's really horrible, right? It's just like,
that they're going to be okay. But still, we need some accountability here.
trying to get a picture for Twitter, and every time I'm like doing like someone like, I was like, oh good, there's all these umbrellas. Let me get it. They literally just turned around. Oh, don't stop turning around, bro. Hey. I don't know. Let's see here.
Well, at least the religious guy's farther away.
We will continue to declare.
Hey, someone should put this guy on those like old school Christian.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Praise God. Praise the name of the Lord. How about the Lord?
Oh wow, it's quite the burn here.
We're resisting the right ways of truth. No, I'm telling you the truth. I quoted the word.
So what's going on? There's a little bit, I guess it's a trash fire that's been set at a blocked intersection. There is no apparent police presence at this time. There's no police behind. Well, what was that? I'm not sure what that was. It wasn't a firework or whatever. Hey, we were sharing your stream last night.
Oh, wait.
We love you.
Oh, thank you. My name's Rose. Well,
I know, Rose. Yes.
What's up with you?
We're here for the same thing, right? Doing the same thing.
Yeah, I was just hanging out with Carissa earlier.
We were just talking with her a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
So Malcontents, we're here with Rose. We were sharing Rose's stream last night through Seattle Protest Network.
Yes, that is me.
And we were loving your we'd never seen your stream before. We were just loving your coverage.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I've been doing undercover work in like Chud spaces for the past like 6 months. Like really scary shit, but like getting like, you know, talking to them, seeing what their like real views are. And then I was hanging out with Rosa, and she was like, I don't know, if you're done, you should just start streaming. And I was like, okay, hell yeah, let's do it.
well, you're a natural at it.
Thank you. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Due to the fireworks on the street.
So I was just starting, but then Rose popped over, so we had this little side conversation. That was just like a piece of PVC that landed on the ground here. That's all. So right now, like if I turn here, there's a pretty large group of people now that has formed. There are people that are still down in the park, and then there's people that are continuing up the hill towards 9th. And we're easily over 100 people now. And there's this fire. I turn over here. There is this fire that is burning, and my hands are so cold. It's flipping cold. And the pole is cold. I've been thinking to myself, like, I need to get like a pool noodle so I have something I can hold on to with a little insulation or something. Yes, Rose is Pass on Twitch, and we adore Rose. They are somebody worth following when they're streaming. And they definitely have their pulse on the Tacoma scene. I actually wasn't aware, that there was like a dedicated, fantabulous streamer here in Tacoma. Hey. I'm seeing a lot of old familiar faces. That's why you hear me every now and then going like, hey, and there's definitely I did hear somebody behind me, which is also part of the reason why I moved, that said fuck Antifa. There's just a couple of people there. And so what's happened is there's probably some chuds that are like on this closed street behind me. And it looks like there is a march starting. And so we're going to go ahead and follow the march. And we'll stick to the rear as we do, because that generally protects identities. And if there's a car brigade, we'll put ourselves between the car brigade and the tail gunners, so to speak.
Hey, they're not going back to the shop though, at least.
Jesus loves you.
Not a family program tonight.
Stick together, just stick together. That's always helpful, bro. For one nigga. Hey, bro.
We got police lights up front.
Yeah, the cops are up there.
Well, the auto club is here.
Talk about a fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, you don't have this in Portland.
We do not.
When I was in Seattle, I kind of got a little bit of it. You guys got some hills. Those cops. I was kind of impressed how they ride the bikes with those. So
Yeah.
So it's 10 speeds.
We did one night, E and DD. It was just a punishment march for the bike cops. They moved as fast as they could, and they went up the steepest hills they could possibly find to torture the bike cops. That was a workout. Woo! That was Adam we were talking to. So you could probably see it better than me with the police up the hill. You know, people said that Tacoma's hills were worse. And I was like, nah, they gotta be worse than Seattle. Whoever told me Tacoma's hills were worse was telling the truth.
Great, it's hell out here.
All right. Okay.
We got someone with a gun pulling up.
How's everybody in chat tonight? Staying warm? We're certainly not.
Let's go, Sean. Get that guy right there. Get that guy in the Mariners gear. He's going around spray painting shit. Don't need to go follow him. I'm confused on which one of them was the chud.
Yeah, I know. Like, I heard someone was a gun over there, and then, like, the guys.
Yeah, the dude spray painted the street and then like walked away. And this random dude who just followed us to the apartment.
Hope someone's speeding up here.
I would, it's definitely a little weird tonight. There's a weird energy here, that is for sure.
I don't want to like come bug with me and think I'm filming their face or something.
Yeah, it's funny you just said that because I literally just turned the camera for the same reason, but we're moving again. You know, the other thing I just realized is, you know, I'm walking on unfamiliar streets. I really have to pay attention for power lines. All right, so the group there's a little bit of debate on which direction they're going, and I don't want to I don't want to catch faces or.
I ain't walked that far. And uphill.
It's a little bit of a tough environment because I'm almost back to the wall, but there's kind of people almost 360 degrees. It's not intentional. There seems to be some debate on which direction they're going. And so I think I may have been one of these situations where I was towards the back and have inadvertently ended up at the front. So the tire squealing you're hearing is as the intersection is blocked, some people are driving in. They're finding the intersection blocked and they're turning away. If I point up the hill here, hopefully you can see, because I put a tilt on the camera. I don't know if I put too much tilt. Actually, there's a ton of delay tonight. But you should be able to see the police lights up there. And I'm under the impression that they are, I think that's the access to the interstate up there. And I think that's what they're blocking. You could probably just see it. It's going all right. Right now, at the moment, you know everything that I know. We're at South Tacoma and 9th. If people are like, don't be, I'm pretty sure the McDonald's at this intersection is pretty significant. Okay, know where people are. But again, there seems to be debate on which direction that the march is headed. And so there's still a group that wants to go right. There's another group that wants to go left. And it does look like they figured out which way they're going. So, moving back to the pack again.
Wow, there's a lot of chuds.
And there are a lot of chuds. I don't know if you heard somebody go, wow, there's a lot of chuds. There are a lot of chuds following along.
Right? Okay. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. Tools of the oppressor right there. Aladdin. Tools of the oppressor. Oh, okay. I guess it's not ACAB then. Okay, for sure. I'm up here.
There is a ID on the police officer who hit the pedestrians yesterday. His name is Quant Fan. He is a 30-year veteran of the police force, and he is a few months away from retirement.
Oh, hey, what's up?
So it looks like, again, what I'm going to do is this, because people are kind of wandering, and I'm trying to be sensitive because not a lot of. Oh my God, I was just talking about you last night. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
That's a total plate of shrimp moment. How are you doing?
I'm good. You?
Good. Are you doing mutual aid stuff or?
No, not really. Slowed down on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I want to do something different, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a while out. I guess actually I am still doing mutual aid, but like it's not, I guess, really considered mutual aid because I guess like they're like more charity, like it's redistribution of wealth.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. I know what you're saying.
So, but it's pretty cool, you know. Like it's called Ujoma Food Circle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to do Marcus Henderson. Yeah, that a really good team.
Excellent.
You know?
Excellent.
So it's really exciting. They're doing a food box drive right now.
Well,
so.
it's there's so much need, right?
Yeah,
There's so
exactly.
much friggin'
Need all over, you know. So, but this is pretty cool. They got good numbers. And
Yeah, I would say 150 or 200 is what it kind of looks like to me.
Yeah.
And I think they're still trying to. I literally pointing because like people are going, and I don't, I'm trying not to get faces, but everyone's like, oh, let's go there, and then they'll turn around.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of hard. Yeah.
so it's been a real tough environment to film tonight, but it's good seeing you, man. I was just wondering where you were. Seriously. I was talking to somebody else from back, I can't believe I'm saying back in the day, but I was just talking to someone from back in the day and going, hey, I hadn't seen you. They hadn't seen you in a while either, so it's good to see you. You look good. One of the most fascinating people Well, things have taken a turn. If you're like, why aren't you showing it? It's because things may go bad for me if I show it. But there's actually some debate going on about to do that or not do that. So actually, there's some people admonishing the people for doing what's going on back there. What I'm gonna do, because there's some groups that have splintered off, and it's just kind of wanton what's going on. And the group is unpredictable. So what's happened is the group is splintered off from behind, and some people have tightened up. You know, and again, just because we film it doesn't mean we support it or condone it. But there is property destruction that is going on. What I don't know, the thing is like, right, this isn't my town, so I'm not. And what's going on, right? There's some people are cheering, some people are yelling to stop. So there is a lot of diversity of tactics going on. But there's about 200-ish people here, and you know, my guess is Tacoma PD is not going to let this go on much longer. Would just be my guess. Renee, how you doing?
Oh, good. Hi.
Hi.
I'm not sure what's happening, but I think the police will come by soon.
That's what I just said. I don't, you know, this won't go on long now. They're going to come in, and they're going to come in hard.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we have a few anarchists tonight.
Stick close.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. So again, if people are like, "Why aren't you showing it?" It's because of my own safety. It's a very volatile scene right now. It is really tense. This is actually one of the most aggressive crowds I have seen going back to, like, you know, May or June.
I wonder if they have targets or just targeting things indiscriminately. It looks like indiscriminately.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too, that that's what I was trying to figure out. And I'm talking to Renee, our field producer. What the other thing is, you know, Renee and I aren't necessarily familiar with Tacoma, so we don't know, are there specific connections to any of that, or it may appear random to us, but there may be some method to it. So, but it does just look random. So that person that was talking, saying stop that, was the person that I was talking to earlier about, like, saying one of my favorite people that was in one of the protest groups in Seattle. He's a super fascinating dude. I would love to interview him, but I know he won't do it. So, and it's a shame. He has an amazing story. He's an amazing guy. And I'm glad he's here, because I know I'll have my 6 and Renee's. You know, if you like independent media, please like, share, and follow. You know, we stick our necks out sometimes, and we're sticking them out tonight. You know, I always say, spam those hearts to show your appreciation, your mods and admins. You know, you go ahead and spam some of those hearts for me too tonight. I am really surprised. Renee and I both would have figured the police would have appeared by now. So, really, really surprised. Okay. What you're hearing is trash cans, construction barriers being moved into the road. Are they still debating where to go now, or? So I'm just moving to be inside the car brigade because there are a lot of chuds that are following around. So it's a really, really complex and dynamic scene. And it's tense.
Not like anybody else about to be posted outside the random corner. Right, in the middle of the night,
And it's really, really hard. You know, I'm really trying not to show faces, and it's really, really hard. I think that you have people, you know, in block who are experienced, that you have some, you know, other people that are just here out of support for the march. The group stops. the group stops, but it doesn't stay tight. People kind of fan out in different directions. I mean, it's like, like I'm here and I turned the camera not to show the group, and now I'm looking at the feed and it's like, great, I'm showing it's just a really, really tough environment to stream in tonight. If you're just tuning in, we're live, we're in Tacoma. This is a protest. There seems to be a diversity of missions and a diversity of tactics, and we have seen this with other protests in the last couple of weeks in the Pacific Northwest. But there seems to be, again, kind of a diversity of reasons why people are here and a diversity in tactics and what people are doing here. And so in marching through, there were a number of windows that were broken, and we then tried to kind of tighten up a little closer with the group, because we generally try to hang at the back, like right with the car brigade and the medics. Those of you who are familiar with pole cam know that that's like one of the best possible spots. It balances our personal safety with protecting identities. The car brigade is keeping a pretty tight cordon on the rear. And on the other side of the car brigade, there's a fair number of chuds that are kind of following this group. So, again, what people may be familiar with if they watch my streams in the past, if the car brigade is keeping tight with the group, I may walk intermixed with the car brigade. So like literally just between a couple of cars. And just kind of be like, hey, I'm on your left, or hey, I'm on your right. But between the groups that are breaking off in the back and then the chuds that are kind of pushing into them, I'm not getting warm, fuzzy feelings being, in the backpack. So I've just pulled in a little tighter. But I'm damn glad that there's some familiar faces here. There was a fair, when windows were breaking and stuff, there were some people that were saying stop. There were other people that were cheering. As this kind of continued through the march, there seemed to be more and more of, hey, don't do that. And what I don't know is if that group that splittered off, where they're at, or if they've re-blended into this group here. But right now things are calmer. And the funky factor, sorry Omari, I always give credit to Omari for the funky factor. The funky factor's gone down a little bit. Like I would have put it at like a 6, which funky factor 6 is like, this is just gonna go sideways at any second. And it feels like we're kind of back to a 3 or a 4. I will say, I don't know if Tacoma PD is standing back because of the nature of the incident yesterday. I've been told Tacoma doesn't roll this way, meaning I've been told Tacoma police are pretty aggressive. If we were in Seattle, the hammer would have come down a long time ago. Hey, how's it going?
Going all right. Just hearing reports that stuff showing up on screens.
Okay, I'm really trying. I'm really trying.
Some people are getting mad.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
We look out for each other.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, this is why I'm staying. This is why I'm trying to stay to the back.
feel ya.
When you guys stop, I'm turning and trying to point the other way. I totally get it.
Coming right here with cars.
Okay. See, like, and this is like what I mean, right? They're like, no, you gotta speed it up. So.
It's hard at the back. I feel you.
No, but I get it. I really get it.
Appreciate you.
See, like right now, the car brigade isn't even 10 feet from the back of the group.
Y'all love cops! Then get out of your homes and into the street!
Yeah, this is tough. All right, the car brigade is definitely backed off on the group. And is really tight, meaning the cars. This is giving me some room to operate. Yeah, it sure looks like it. I don't know, but it sure looks like it to me. God damn it. I don't know if it's the city jail or Pierce County jail or...
Grab boy, fuck
See, like here's something like. So there's literally like, I guess the best way to put it is like, right, getting like, don't film, don't film, don't film. I don't know if you caught that. Like a person's turning around saying, they're having their person, essentially, they're doing their Instagram moment. And as streamers, we get so frustrated when we see this stuff. So we're here. You know, there's a chud that's kind of circling around.
6 men in the fucking cars. I know the fuck I'm talking about. No fucking questions. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And the group is moving again.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It's weird. It's weird. Huh? No, just this is.
Yeah, it's definitely autonomous. We got the autonomous thing going on.
It's just yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a blob, like an amoeba, right? Just. It's like there's 20 different agendas and 20 different ideas.
Right, exactly. I'm getting it.
So we've got some police presence now. PPD is making their presence known. Although right now at the moment, it just looks like one police. No, there's more.
Oh yeah, they finally moved. Bestiality is not for me. That's why I don't fuck with the police.
TPD has definitely made their presence known, and looks like the protest column is moving towards the police, and we're going to move to the front. I'd like to thank everybody who's following and joining us on Twitter tonight and Periscope. If you're watching us on Twitter or Periscope, be aware that I'm navigating for trees. Be aware if you're, I'm not turning the camera, I'm see trees. I'm navigating for trees. If you're watching us for the first time on Twitter or Periscope, be aware Twitter is shutting Periscope down on March 31. And we will, unless Twitter comes out with an API that supports Restream, we will cease broadcasting on Twitter. But we do broadcast on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So if you're watching us on Twitter tonight, you might just want to hop over to our Facebook page, Malcontent News, or our Twitch, Malcontent Batango, or YouTube, Malcontent Batango. And the police have driven off. Ha! So much for avoiding trees. Cable check, 1 second. I snagged a tree, got a cable check. I need to change my position. Oh, okay.
Bike cops are certainly out. I wonder how many of them have body cams. Now, if we go to our math earlier, if someone knows exactly how many bike cops are out right now, and you divide this out, and you
yeah. So, you'll be able to see, well, you can see it now. I'll see it in about 30 seconds, but there is a line of bike officers that are now blocking the road. The main body of protesters are behind us. This woman who's screaming, she's been in Seattle, she's been in Portland. People in protest circles would definitely know her. But right now, they're, the police are just, they're holding the line here, so to speak. I hate that term, but that's what they're doing. It's like one of those terms that's just become so used and abused, and it's just ick to say it, but that's the best way to describe what's going on at the moment. To give you an idea of geography, the protesters are far enough behind, you're not going to see anybody's faces, and the light's not great. I'm just going to do a slow sweep, and I'm not going to pause. But I'm kind of in the middle. I would say that there's like a block between the police and the body of protesters. And so I'm kind of like smack dab in the middle of that. And I always tell like streamers and advice, don't get in no man's land. But right now this doesn't feel like no man's land because there is such a big gap. But it does kind of give you an idea of how far away it was. Actually, I'm literally, this is how much of a delay in the feed is. That people are, you're giving stuff away. I haven't even caught up to see the turn. That's all I'm going to say. I see more police lights coming.
check Craigslist. They had no personal truck. A bunch of bitches. In my opinion, I repeat, in my opinion, your mother's a whore. In my opinion, bro. Oh, fuck. Hey, it's my religion. I got charged with attempted robbery of a car. I still don't know how to drive. Where are they going? Hey! Come on, get ready, run! No! Oh shit! SWAT! Go! SWAT! Come on! Hey, time! Running!
So it appears there's a little bit of confusion.
There is a little bit of confusion.
But it looks like, well, it looks like the protesters are backing up.
What's that mean?
Right now, right, there's definitely a lot more police moving in. Yeah.
Yeah, all the people like sprinting up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, they just deployed like they're working on a line of riot cops behind the bike cops.
Well, I just heard everybody run, oh shit, it's SWAT, and then because I'm not down here in Tacoma, so I don't know what the tactics are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I kind of trotted like 5 steps, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, something's not right here. So
yeah, I was like, wait, what's going on? People are throwing fucking water bottles. I'm like, what the hell? Oh wait, yeah, they're not pushing or anything.
No.
Still, we don't have a unlawful assembly declared.
No, and there's at least a solid block between the two groups. So
Exactly. I think we're starting to move again. I'm gonna head up that.
well, that's what I was wondering. That was where I like when I said there's some confusion on my feed because I turned around and it looked like we were getting left behind, so I wasn't sure.
Like, what's going on here?
You're not. You're trying to get them to go this way. I'm gonna go get them. I don't want to leave them.
So, I mean, again, you can kind of overhear what's going on. There is such a diversity of tactics, and there is a lot of autonomy. And so it's just, that wasn't anything. Yeah, they're definitely moving in this direction. That wasn't anything like vandalism or anything related. It's just a piece of metal hitting the ground. We're basically back to 9th, and it looks like they are starting to go back the way we came. Because we're at that same McDonald's. And again, just really, really trying to.
Their boys are still back there.
It's just tough. It's just.
Survivor. Thank you for the point. Only goes self-preserved long enough to document.
Get their bodies out here. Get these street support.
What's your guys' street?
TV. That's on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope. On Facebook, it's just ACTV.
Jameson, even Fox News called them pedestrians. So I don't know what to tell you. They were pedestrians. You can jump up and down and stop your feet all day long and go, no, they weren't. Doesn't change the reality. You know, there was a bunch of misinformation yesterday on this that was out. We have that in our story at malcontentnews.com if you haven't been there. You know, if you haven't watched the stream before, I always have kind of these weird observations. Here's like old school McDonald's sign where the golden arches are holding up the sign. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. I think there's a old school Arby's sign in Tacoma. I can't quite hear. I got hearing protection in. There seems a little bit I can pick up. It sounds like there's a conversation here again about where to go and tactics. And it just seems like that's where we're at the moment. You know, if you haven't shared this, if you haven't retweeted this, you know, that's how you help us grow. So please share, retweet, like, follow, subscribe. All those things help us grow and help us keep independent media independent. And I know that we have a lot of people on our Periscope tonight. Occasionally, it's really weird, right? Because sometimes we'll see some comment, right? Like maybe it's like on YouTube, like, haha, I'll leave people watching. Why are you doing this? And we might have like 1,000 people watching on Twitch. And then we'll do a stream a week later. There's like 400 people on YouTube and 5 people on Twitch. There's like no rhyme or reason. But I do know that we got a lot of people watching on Periscope and Twitter tonight. That hasn't happened in a while, so welcome. And as I had called out, Twitter is shutting down Periscope. There's nothing we can do about that. That'll be at the end of March. And so we will continue to stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook when they pull the plug on Periscope, unless Twitter comes out with an API that works with Restream. And as they do that, we'll keep multicasting. Well, at least you know I'm not a chud.
I was like, I'm walking, I'm coming right now.
Careful, you don't, if you look at the camera at the same time, you get Inception, you get sucked into a loop, so careful for that. You know, once again, the car brigade is really tightened up on the back of the protest, so it's like I've got one car that basically is to my left, so it's just tough for me to kind of keep that distance. And I've got the pole up pretty high, but because I'm not familiar with the streets, I don't want to go any higher, you know, and snag a power line and have a really bad day. If you're watching this on a scrape, you know, particularly if you're watching like on some chud site and they're scraping, 1, people let us know. 2, lawyers will be sending emails tomorrow. 3, if you're watching the stream, you might as well just go to the source and watch it on our feed. Longtime malcontents will probably remember I always love it when people are like, hey, so-and-so is scraping your feed right now, because like I just called them out of the live. And there was this group called him out of the live, and they were like, he's not gonna get it pulled down, yada yada. Letter went out next day, like about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We got an email from Twitch like 10 minutes later. Pulled down. I don't know if the chuds have gotten bored, or if the chuds have just kind of dissolved. The streamers have formed their own little press pool, basically. Got Rose, Adam Costello, Carissa, and myself. We're all probably within about 20 feet of each other. See, like, I don't know, I'll tip this up. Like, these are the power lines that scare me because these are life ending. And yeah, fully extended pole would snag those. If you're just tuning in, we're in Tacoma. This is a protest of it's really hard to put it in a box. This protest was called because a Tacoma police officer drove through a group of people yesterday. You can read the story on malcontentnews.com. We have videos, we have tweets, we have connection, press release. We did hours of research for that story and trying to get the story right. So malcontentnews.com. And again, there's another pause. Ugh. All right, the chuds are still around. The person who said this wasn't a chud, but I'm seeing some chuds. So I think they're just maintaining a lower profile. As I was saying, it's really hard to put a label on this. Is it a Black Lives Matter protest? Yeah, kind of. Is it a protest over the police striking a group of people on the road yesterday? Yeah, sort of. Is it a direct action protest? Yeah, sort of. And I think that's why we're kind of seeing some confusion within the protest group itself, where they'll like stop and there's kind of debate on what direction to go and what they're going to do. And then they keep moving again. Of what we're capturing at this point, when the march started initially, there was a lot of direct action going on. And things were super funky. And things were super funky. And now, it's definitely dialed back. There were people engaged in the direct action that were being told to stop. There were other people cheering them on. But as more and more direct action was happening, and our observation, it seemed indiscriminate. The main body of protesters were generally just like, stop. And there are, well, you know, again, what I don't know is, because the group has gotten a little smaller, so yes, it's very possible there's direct action going on somewhere else, and I'm not aware of that. Tacoma police kind of did a "you shall not pass" at one point. And formed a line with bike officers and foot officers. And the body of protesters turned and went in the other direction. So generally the revving of the engines are chuds. There's a very, very tight fire brigade behind me. We know that there's protesters from Seattle, Portland, Tacoma, and Olympia here. And the group has stopped again. So there's Tacoma PD has maintaining a low profile again. There's been burnouts tonight. It's been the chuds doing it. There's been a lot of squealing tires and all around. Oh my God, when is the last time you saw an old school barber pole? Like, seriously? Wow. We're gonna go switch over here to Rose. I just had deja vu right now, and not good deja vu. That's really weird. Glitch in the Matrix. That's what they said deja vu was. I just had wicked deja vu. What's this car doing? What's this? Like, is this part of the car? Well, no one's freaking out. For those of you just tuning in, we're live. We're in Tacoma, Washington. This is a protest that was sparked by a city of Tacoma police car striking a group of people yesterday. And that's essentially what started this protest. But there's definitely a diversity of agenda and tactics for the people that are here. So again, what that is that's a chud, but they're not going to be able to get through the car brigade. You know, it's funny. It's like, you know, is anybody doing burnouts here tonight? Yeah, the chuds are. They're doing it as an intimidation tactic. And again, there's a pause, and like whenever there's a pause, you know, people's kind of, I can tell there's not a lot of people here who've protested before. I guess that's the best way to put it.
So you guys took a digger there real quick onto the page before?
Not sure. I don't.
Everyone's a being stressed out.
Out of your home! In the street! Out of your home! In the street!
I'm guessing that is somebody who is yelling out from a window. I can't. You can probably see. I can't see. No, a chud is a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. It's a 1984 movie. Look it up.
They're gonna start moving. Yeah,
I was watching Jared stream the whole way up here. Allegedly, that's how fast where you guys were at the bridge earlier, there's a huge line of cops in the road over there. I followed you guys' whole trail. I walked by all the cops.
He was like, oh, it's so pretentious, streaming the concrete and streaming your face. It shows you're not really about the cause.
Oh my goodness gracious. You don't show enough, you show too little.
Exactly.
I could do a better job.
Okay, then go do exactly.
Yeah, then get your happy ass out here.
For real.
Put on 30 pounds of safety equipment, carry 20 pounds of camera gear, and let's see your happy ass do it. No bathroom, no water, no food. That's right. You just got a little streamer life there. We all talk about you. Not all of you. Many of you we talk, we love that con. It's a great con, but some of you, yeah, we talk about you.
Cars are right behind you now.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying, right? Trying to keep as far. I mean, I get it. This has been a tough one to film tonight. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little out of practice. I mean, I haven't been in the field, in a few weeks, I guess, maybe a month. So maybe I'm a little out of practice. There hasn't been a whole lot of protests to cover.
For their service? Is that you, buddy? Bitch boy? Hey, just so you know.
So, not sure. That wasn't directed at me, that comment that was talking to a chud over to the left. There's some chuds that are kind of following the group loosely at the back. I mean, you can't, it's like, you can't call them counter-protesters because like there's no organization. It's literally just like 2, 3, 4 people pop up, rah, rah, rah. They fall for a couple of blocks and they disappear.
Antifa's out here fucking shit
Oh,
up.
that's all good. I'm gonna take a picture of my car tomorrow, bro. Black Lives Matter, yeah, my ass. Alright, cool. You're gonna have to.
So that was a black person saying that. So it goes all the way back to the very beginning conversations. You'll have to watch the very beginning of the stream where a couple of white people, they were white, got in my face for being white. And so, here is a few black people here, Black Lives Matter my ass. Look, we try to be fair and balanced. I have had people from the political right come back on the stream afterwards and say, you know what, thank you. I don't agree with one word you said, but at least I can get it. And when we do our shows, we do shows on Mondays and Thursdays, we do streams, and we get people that send us email, comments and feedbacks and stuff. And when I get people complaining from both sides, then I'm like, we did a right job, we did it right. There is a huge police presence in front of us. So what I'm gonna do is move up. Thank you. Coming on your left. And we're back by the McDonald's. And the police have backed off. I can only guess that people who are familiar with me have talked to some of the people who aren't familiar with me, and things have calmed down. There was a lot of police, but they're essentially backing up.
They're further from everybody. They're rattled.
Wow, turn on your headlights, bro. Made me nervous. Pulled out of the parking lot with purpose. No headlights. I was just thinking to myself, holy shit. Yeah. What I don't know, right, I'm way ahead of the protesters now. But as you can see, now the protesters are heading this way. What happened previously is the protesters had changed direction. And so I wasn't sure. Earlier in the stream, there was a situation where all the protesters and the police were maybe a block apart, and the protest group actually changed direction. And there was a bunch of streamers, because we generally, when the police show up,